Oh, that sounds I just can't get away with that as someone who has a sweaty head area. Hi everyone, it's Sadie and welcome back to my channel. I am here to bring you guys another skincare related video, and today I am going to be talking about dun, 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 acne. So before I get into these 5 tips for dealing with acne that I want to share with you all, I just want to start off by saying acne and the causes of acne are so personal and can vary so much person to person. But as someone who is on a skincare journey, I just want to share with you all some of the things that I have started to do, some changes in my routine that I have started. And today I didn't want to focus on products so much, but instead I want to focus on parts of your routine, things that you're doing to your skin and your body that can affect acne. And I know from experience that acne can be such a personal thing that can really weigh on you super hard. And as much as we try to normalize skin issues and normalize acne, because it is so normal and so many people deal with it, it is really hard to ignore the way that you feel and the way that it can affect you whenever you have a really bad breakout or dealing with skin issues. So that's why I'm sharing it with you today. I'm not a skincare expert, I'm no scientist. So without further ado, here are 5 tips to help deal with your acne. So this first tip that I want to give you may or may not be an obvious one to you and can be one of those hidden causes of acne. So when it comes to those deep under the skin breakouts, one really important thing to consider is parts of your diet. And some of the main culprits that can cause this under the skin angry acne can be dairy. One specific source of dairy that I completely cut out of my diet was my protein supplements. I was eating protein bars and different protein snacks and protein powders that all contained casein or whey protein, which are both dairy products. When it comes to other types of dairy, I was not really consuming a lot of other forms of dairy, but when it came to protein powders and other protein products, those, what are those called? Those flapjacks? Kodiak cakes. Kodiak cakes, I love those, and the Trader Joe's protein pancake mix too. All of those sources of protein have dairy in them. So I urge you to consider the things in your diet. It might be sugar, it might be dairy, but for me, I saw a drastic difference once I started cutting these things out of my diet when it came to those under the skin really angry spots. Tip number 2 is consider your hair care products. So if you see in this picture, and just by the way, this first picture was taken in like the middle of April. If you can see in this picture from April, a lot of my acne is really concentrated on like this part of my forehead, and I noticed that that is the part of my forehead that my hair often falls down to and can get a little sweaty and can get a little, you know, it's just creating that environment that acne is really just going to flourish in. Oh, that sounds So if you are someone who uses hair care products or gets a lot of buildup in your hair, or if you're like me and you just have like a sweaty forehead area, it's really important to make sure you're properly cleansing your hair, especially if it's sitting against your face all day long or if you have bangs. So I switched from just a normal shampoo to a specific clarifying shampoo, and I know some people are really not into washing their hair all the time, but I just can't get away with that as someone who has a sweaty head area. So because that is true for me, I switched to this clarifying shampoo, and I noticed that the acne that I would often get around the outside of my face, I noticed that when I started properly cleansing my hair with this clarifying shampoo, the acne that I got in that area started to reduce as well. So especially if you're a person who uses a lot of hair care products, make sure you're properly cleansing that all out of your hair, because if it stays there and it builds up, that can cause acne on your skin too. And with that being said, I noticed that I was having a lot of acne in this specific area, so it's always important to consider the areas of your face that you're experiencing acne and think about the things that you're doing and if there are any specific causes to that acne. Something I also experience is some acne in like where my glasses sit on my face. Cleaning my glasses as often as I can to make sure that doesn't cause acne. So pay attention to where acne and breakouts happen on your face, and that can be super telling and can help you deal with the causes of it. The third tip that I want to share with you all is stop drying your face with a towel. I know this can be kind of weird since I know my first instinct when I come out of the shower is just to pat my face dry, but I have stopped doing that completely. If you think about your towel and where it sits in your bathroom, it stays wet often. That is just a breeding ground for all kinds of bacteria. So maybe if you switch up the towel that you use every day to dry your face, that could be okay, but I know I do not have the money to do all of that laundry, nor do I want to do that much laundry, so I just stopped drying my face with a towel completely. I just come out of the shower or after I wash my face, I don't dry it, I don't touch it with anything, and I just sit down and start doing my skincare routine afterwards. Besides the bacteria that might exist on your towel, just the act of drying your face, if you have a super reactive face, can be more irritating to your skin, and irritation and inflammation are the things that really make acne stand out on your face, make acne more red, and it's just another thing that can cause so many issues that doesn't really have to be part of your routine. So maybe try it out. Stop drying your face and see if it helps you. The fourth tip I want to get into kind of goes hand in hand with something else that I've started during this inside time where we're all staying inside, and that is being very meticulous about tracking my skincare and actually writing things down. So if you can see these couple of pages in my bullet journal here, don't come at me, bullet journaling community, I am not to your level, but I have been tracking the products that I'm using in the morning as well as at night, and also tracking just the spots that I may have on my skin at the time and the general condition of my skin, and just really paying attention, writing it down, and keeping track of what's going on my face. And this I realized was super important for me because I would just forget the products that I would use a couple of days back. Like, I don't know if that might just be a me problem, but I find it really difficult to remember when I last used an active, because when it comes to actives, going overboard on actives can cause more problems than it's fixing. So I noticed when I kept track of my skincare, I would really know how many actives I was using in a week, and I wouldn't go overboard and cause any sort of adverse reaction in my skin. And also, when I would track the products and I would track breakouts that I would get, I would be able to line up maybe which products are causing breakouts in my skin. And it's just a good thing to look back on over time. You can really learn so much about your skin that way. And yeah, the big thing for me was just knowing how many times I was using actives and making sure I wasn't going overboard. So try out tracking your skincare. Just leave like a little journal or a piece of paper next to where you do your skincare so you can really start to understand how your skin reacts to products, and so you can just keep track and not go overboard, which is so important to do. And to go off that a little more, something that I realized that I was doing is I would often be really reactive to however my skin was looking at some specific time. So if I woke up one morning and I had like 3 new pimples on my face, it would easily make me freak out, and then that would make me want to go in with some sort of active, some sort of retinol, some product that I know is going to treat that acne. But truly, the healthiest thing that you can do for your skin is to build a healthy environment, a moisturized environment, and not be so scared every time you have another breakout on your face. Truly, nobody should be exfoliating their face more than 2 to 3 times a week. The last tip I want to share with you all is something that is kind of abstract, a very difficult thing to really control, but that is to try to keep your stress levels under control. So in this picture from April, that was when I was still in school before I graduated and was maybe a month into the quarantine, the inside time. It was an extremely stressful time, and stress can just be one of the worst things for your skin. I know it is such an abstract thing to say, keep your stress under control, because it's not like we can really control our stress levels at any time. And it's kind of like a vicious cycle too, because whenever I have worse skin, that I get more stressed out about my skin, and it just continues on itself. So trying to keep your stress under control, your stress just generally, and your stress over your acne, trying to keep that all under control can really lead to benefits in your skin. And everyone has their own personal ways of dealing with stress and lowering your stress levels, but some things that I like to do is working out at least 4 or 5 times a week. That is so key for me, especially when staying inside all day long. I also just like to have some sort of routine to my day, so to know what the goals are that I'm trying to accomplish that day, and stopping work when I really need to stop work. I like drinking tea at night, and I like having my coffee in the morning, just having some sort of routine to my day. This was kind of more of a rambly video for sure, but I hope that some of you picked up some helpful tips from this video. Getting acne under control and healing your skin barrier is a long process, and I am in the middle of that long process. So at times my skin is better and at times my skin is worse, but overall, over time, the more that I listen to my skin, the less that I go overboard on using actives, and the more I can keep my stress about my skin under control, the better it is over time. And that's such an important thing to remember, is having patience with your skin, being nice to your skin, and having healthy and happy skin, which I hope we all can get to. If you enjoyed this video, let me know down below with a like or a comment. If you haven't already, subscribe to this channel to stick around. I would so appreciate if you did. And until the next video, I will see you all then. Bye!